Hi everyone, I can't wait to see all your fabulous work today because I've been sent some great writing in this week. So hopefully from this session, we're going to continue with this super learning that we have been doing. So let's get started with our English session by having a look at some vocabulary that we have been exploring in English and in other lessons. So we have been focusing on verbs, and if you can remember, hopefully verbs are actions, okay? It's something that a person is doing. So here I have got some verbs up on the screen, and the first one here is spin. Okay, so if we are spinning, we are going round and round and round. Okay, so you might have a little go at doing that action spinning at home. So have a little think, what objects do you know that spin round and round? So for example, here in the picture, we've got the playground, and on the roundabout, they are going round and round. Okay. You also might have toys that when you spin, okay, you twist them and they turn round and round. In the middle, we've got the word float. Okay, so if you're floating, okay, it means you're not fixed to something. It means you're floating above it or amongst some things. So here, look, we've got an astronaut and he's floating in space. He's not stuck to anything. He's floating in zero gravity because there's no gravity up in space. Here we've got the word squeeze, okay? If you're squeezing something, it means you're holding onto it really tightly. So in that picture there, you can see there's a hand. They are squeezing that object that they've got in front of them. Okay, so the three verbs we're looking at today are spin, float, and squeeze. So I'm going to show you a picture now. And I want you to have a think, what is happening in that picture? Is that person there? Are they spinning the hands? Are they floating the hands? Are they squeezing the hands? Just have a couple of seconds to think. Okay, so hopefully you've said that they are squeezing. Okay, so that little boy there is squeezing the fingers or the hands of the other person. So now I've got another picture of a gentleman in a ring. And are they spinning, floating, or squeezing? Which verb would you apply here? Fabulous. Hopefully you've said float. Well done if you have. Here I have got a child and they've got some food. What are they doing to the food? Are they spinning it, floating it, or squeezing it? Have a think. Well done if you said squeeze, because that is correct. And I think this is the last one. What's the little girl doing in the picture? Hopefully you've said spinning, okay? So the correct verb is spin. So well done there for having a go at applying those verbs that we've been learning in Vocab Blasts. So because I've been so impressed with all the work that I've been sent in, I've got to show some of you at home how great this work is. I've unfortunately not been able to put all of it on, but I will keep sharing lots of little bits so everyone can see what each of them are learning at home. So we've got some fantastic questions up here, some subheadings, and some more subheadings here that I'm highlighting. And these ones also have got the facts underneath that they've found out about the different space sections that they want to go in their fact files. Got some amazing phonics down here at the bottom, and just look how this person has changed from using their capital letters here to using beautiful handwriting below. Also got some super maths, and I know that parents, you've been helping at home, having a go at drawing these part whole models, which we really appreciate. So fabulous drawings and fabulous maths and writing, everybody. Keep it up and don't forget to keep sending it me, as it's so lovely to see all your super learning. So today we are going to carry on with writing our fact file. So yesterday we started writing our fact file, and hopefully you managed to write the first section. Okay, so you should have this planning grid at home that will help you, it will remind you as well what you need to include in your writing. So I'm going to go through mine, and you might want to have a little bit of a recap and look through yours, just to remind yourself what you want to go in your piece of writing today. So I split my fact file up into 3 sections and chose 3 different subheadings. And the first subheading we had was, what do astronauts wear? Okay. My second subheading was, what do astronauts eat? And the last one was, how do astronauts travel in space? So yesterday I wrote about what astronauts wear in space, and I looked at the facts that I'd gathered from my fact-finding task the other day and thought about how I could include all these in full sentences. And this is what I wrote. So my subheading is right at the top here, which you can hopefully see. It says, what do astronauts wear? And I made sure that I have a question word at the start with a question, capital letter, and my question mark at the end of my question. So my writing says, astronauts wear lots of different items to help them in space. They wear spacesuits and helmets. Did you know that there isn't any oxygen in space? Astronauts wear oxygen tanks to help them breathe. They also wear moon boots to help them walk along the bumpy, uneven surfaces. And can you remember yesterday, my challenge was to include a did you know question. And I made sure that I got that one in because I wanted to see how you would do at home with it. So today we're going to be writing the next section of our fact file. All right, so we've already done this one, the first one, and today we're going to do the second one. So my second section is going to be about what astronauts eat. Yours might be slightly different at home, and it might be how do astronauts travel, it might be which animals have been on space, or it might be who has travelled into space. You need to have a little look at your plan and decide, and remember what your subheading is going to be so you know what to write in this section. So today, we need to make sure that we are writing our sentences and using the correct punctuation to do so. So when we're doing that, we're going to select our subheading, which I'm going to choose from my plan here, decide the fact that I want to include. I'm going to say the sentence, then I'm going to type it, and I'm going to make sure I've got my punctuation. Okay, because sometimes, remember, we use question marks, and other times at the moment we're using full stops. I've also got my challenge there again, including a did you know question, and I'm going to try and include that today about food. Right, shall we get started? So here we go, and you've got this at home as well to help you if you need it. And remember, here are my key words that I might want to use to help me with my writing. So I'm going to get started by including my subheading first. So I need to include my subheading. So I'm going to quickly flick back. And here is my subheading, what do astronauts eat? So I'm going to write that at the top of my section first. What do astronauts eat? And at the end of a question, remember we have a question mark. I'm going to underline that because it's a mini title. And then I'm going to start thinking about the facts that I want to include about what astronauts eat when they are in space. In order to do that, I'm going to flick back to my plan, which is here, and have a little look. So I remember now about the dried food part. So they ate dried food so that their food didn't get in all the machines and the equipment. So that's the fact. Let me think about popping that in a sentence. So astronauts eat dried food. I can say that. Astronauts eat dried food. Okay, so my first word is astronauts. If I didn't know how to spell it, then it's up here on my word map. Okay, so it's up here. Ooh, I could steal it. So astronauts eat dried food. Astronauts eat dried food. Astronauts eat. Eat. Great. Ooh, where's my E digraph? Let me have a little look. E, there we go. Astronauts eat dried food. Spelling of food. Ood, food. You see oo on my word map. Where is it? There it is. So I can use that to help me. So astronauts eat dried food. And remember, I need to punctuate the sentence. So the end of my sentence is going to be a full stop. Astronauts eat dried food. But I just said why they do this, so I can explain this. And I might get rid of that full stop and change it and say so that the food does not get in the machines. Okay, so I've expanded my sentence there and used so to explain. I wonder if some of you could have a go at using so or because at home to explain your reasons. So let me check again. Astronauts eat dried food so that the food does not get in the machines. Full stop. Great. I've written my sentence and I've punctuated it correctly. Let me see what other facts or even questions maybe, because that's my challenge, I could include. Yes, I watched one of the videos and it was about tortilla wraps. And they said on the video that they don't use bread when they're making jam sandwiches, for example. They use tortilla wraps because it's easier and they don't have to cut it and the crumbs don't go in the equipment. So could I write a did you know question? What could I say? Did you know? I know, I could say, did you know that in space astronauts eat tortilla wraps and not bread? What did I need at the end of that? If that's a question, what type of punctuation do I need? You think? Question mark. Great. So let me check that now. I've got astronauts eat dried food so that the food does not get in the machines. Did you know that in space, astronauts eat tortilla wraps and not bread? This stops the crumbs from getting everywhere. There's one fact that I've not included that Astrid told us in the story. And here you can see that she was saying that they squeeze food out of a tube. Okay, so we've got to get that in there somewhere. And I want to use that word squeeze that we've just been looking at in our vocab blast. So I could say in space, I could say a lot of the food is also in what? A lot of the food is also in, a lot of the food is also in tubes, which they have to squeeze. Well done if you said that. Right, I'm going to check that sentence now. A lot of, oh no, what have I missed here? Capital letter. A lot of the food is also in tubes, which they have to squeeze. Great. Right, I'm going to double check that now. Make sure I've got everything that I need. I'm just going to remove these so we can see it a little bit clearer. There we go. That's better on your screen. So I'm going to read back my work now. Make sure that I have got all the words in my sentence. I need to make sure I've got a capital letter at the start and a full stop at the end. And at home, I want you to make sure as well that your handwriting is lovely and you've got those super finger spaces that I know I've seen in lots of people's work. So right at the top, I've got my subheading and it says, what do astronauts eat? And I've got my question word at the start and my question mark at the end. So that is great. I've used my subheading here. Then I needed to decide on my fact, say it, write it and punctuate it. So let's check I've done that in here. So I've got astronauts, capital A at the start of my sentence. Astronauts eat dried food so that the food does not get in the machines. Great. And I've got a full stop at the end, so I've done that one correctly. Did you know, I've got my did you know challenge there, that in space, astronauts eat tortilla wraps and not bread? I've got my question mark. Oh, great. Fabulous challenge there. This stops the crumbs from getting everywhere. I've got my full stop. My question mark, yeah. A lot of the food is also in tubes, which they have to squeeze. Full stop. And my question mark. So I've used my facts, I've written them in sentences, and I have punctuated them as well. It will be a great idea if once you've done your writing today, you have a go at getting your pencil and can you make ticks just like I would to show me where you've included all those elements in your writing, okay? So at home, your sheet looks like this. So you've got these keywords which you might want to use to help you, and you've got the sound mat as well to help you with your phonics, to help sound out. Remember to think of the sentence first, say the sentence and then write the sentence. And that will help you when you're doing your writing. Have a little go, and I'm sure you're going to do a fabulous second section today of your fact file. And don't forget to send it across, because I'm going to be collating all these. I'm sending them all to Astrid because I want to make sure that she knows that we have done this mission that she has asked us to do. Have fun doing your writing, and I can't wait to see all your fabulous pieces of work. So don't forget to email them to us so that we can see how you've done today. Thank you. Bye.